starting the recording so I don't forget.
Okay, thank you.
It's now recording, and I'm going to go live on Facebook so I don't forget that too. Okay, guys?
Okay, here's Jane. Okay, have fun, guys. Bye.
Okay, I will spotlight Jane in just a second.
Hello.
Hi, Jane. Give me 1 second. I'm just going live on Facebook.
Okay, we're running just a little bit behind today.
That's okay. We like time to get to say hi to each other also.
Perfect. I love it.
But I let everybody know that I am recording and we're going to be live on Facebook just so everybody knows.
Yay.
Okay, let's see.
Yes.
I think the teachers are going to get my leftovers tomorrow. Half to the teachers, half to my parents.
Better or worse? What do you think?
Hey there.
Hi, Ellen. Hello.
How are ya?
Good. How are you?
Debbie Zager, I can only see your apron.
What? Sorry.
I can only see your apron. Hi.
Oh, 1 second. I'll be there in a minute. I'm just putting us on Facebook. 1 second.
Okay. So are we supposed to get started or?
Give us, no. Give us 1 minute. We're just getting set up. It's not even 6:30 yet. And the class starts at 6:30.
Okay.
We're trying to, yeah. We're trying to make sure we've got everything ready so that we can make it really
The same boat.
clear and obvious. Yeah.
Hi, Sue.
Who said who?
Jackie.
Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Hello. I'm not sure how to get a picture here. Let's see where I am.
Marcy,
Your review.
too.
Marcy. I forgot. That's right. You're Beth now.
Yeah, I am.
I was trying to think, oh, hi, Jackie. Which Jackie? Who? It's Jackie O'Neill. Oh, and Marley's there.
Oh, God.
I forgot that's right. You're Beth
Reunion.
Debbie,
Yes.
I worked with Marcy. Okay, I've been there. I was at CP for 21 years. So Marcy and I go back. We just both retired.
Oh.
Marley, I knew Marley before she was even born.
Okay. I'm going to come over here so you can. Who was asking to see my apron? My Temple Bethel apron. Can you see it now?
Oh, nice.
Too low.
We'll print them up higher next time.
I'll come over here so I can.
Debbie,
Yes.
Marcy, Jackie, and I did babka already together.
Oh.
Hey, you guys gonna do it again?
We are.
Lead it.
Bethel is, but Jackie, Marcy and
We did our own
Marley.
personal class though, Sue.
Yeah, that's true, but it's fun to do it again.
I want to do Hamantaschens.
We're gonna do that too.
I make some good hamenta. Oh, that's right. That's on for March.
We're gonna do. Actually, I think we might be doing it in February because Purim is actually at the end of February this year.
Oh, so babka is in January, right?
Yes.
Must be. It's on my calendar. I just can't remember.
Good. No, that's good memory. Yeah, it is.
All right. So we're just getting ready, guys. We're going to give more people a chance.
I'll be back.
To come on. We have about 13 people now. So then maybe we'll have some more join with us on Facebook also. You know what? Can you do me a favor? Can you put this link in the chat on the Facebook? Doesn't matter. On Facebook, they're doing the exact same thing.
That is on Facebook.
Let's get some of the recipe.
Wait, what did I just do with it?
can find the link somewhere else.
Right.
Hi. Can't
Hi,
see you.
everyone.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait here. So,
Hello.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
You down south yet?
did it also.
No, I went for a little while, but I'm home. I'm in Rochester.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Let me know when you're ready to start.
Becca,
Yes.
do you know? Sorry, Becca, do you know what the passcode is? Because I don't want to. Sorry, I don't want to call in from my phone. Do you know what the password is?
Let me look it up really quick.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
They don't say how much water and they don't say what to do it in. So we take everything out.
Hey, Susie.
Hey there, I can't see anybody. Let me figure
I
out.
can see you.
Oh, good. Wait, I
Ready first.
do. Which together are you? Oh, hi, everybody.
Here. You want to see how this here? Yeah. This is us. Okay.
Alice, so. I can't
Okay,
Says
Jane, just let me know when you're ready to get started.
down the
We're
bottom.
good to go.
So if you
You're
want
good to go?
Yeah.
Is everybody ready to get started?
I'm just
Sure.
gonna find the code for Lisa.
Okay, we'll give it one more minute. I'm gonna ask everybody to either mute or be quiet right now and then we'll let everybody
Quiet.
share it again later, okay?
Can I- a quick
Well,
question.
mute.
How many packages of yeast do we need?
2.
Just 2?
It's 1 ounce, 2 tablespoons.
But this says it's 2 1/4 teaspoons. You think I'm okay with 2? Or do I need?
So the menu, oh my gosh, the recipe that I'm looking at says 2 tablespoons. Oh no, that's sugar. It says, yeah, no, it still says 2 tablespoons,
Yeah, it does.
which is about 1 ounce.
So my conversion chart says 6 teaspoons is 2 tablespoons.
Right. No, I know all of that. But so the package of yeast is only 2 1/4 teaspoons. So that would be less than 3 packets, but more than 2. Do you think I can just use 2?
Yeah, 2 should be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Just shout it out when you have it, Becca, and all.
I will, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't recall where Sarah put it. So I'm trying to figure that out.
I thought I had.
You want me to get it for you, Rebecca? I saw it a minute ago.
If you saw it a minute ago, that would be great.
Hold on.
Hiding behind me.
It says join Zoom here. Aha, passcode 304593.
Yeah, I knew you had it.
It took me a second.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, is everybody ready now?
I think we're good.
Good. Okay, great. So I'm going to just introduce Jane. Jane, I'm not sure who's with you tonight, but we're very thankful to BxCr Donuts for agreeing to take us through a donut demonstration in time for Hanukkah tomorrow night. So,
Yeah.
and so we're gonna go ahead and let Jane start us on the recipe. Then there's 2 short rise periods, and we'll have some chatting going on during those rise periods, so that hopefully we can all see what each other makes before the end of the evening. So, Jane, I will turn it over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Jane. This is Maddie. Hi. We totally did not mean to match, but she showed up here and I was like, oh, and so this is, I guess we're pretending it's our BxCr uniform right now. So we're from BxCr Donuts. We're on Railroad Street right by the market, and we are really excited to do this. When Deborah reached out to us a few weeks ago to ask about it, I was standing behind the counter and I like read the email on my phone, and Maddie was sitting there and I was like, do you want to do this? And I showed her, she's like, yeah, let's do this. So yeah, we're excited to be here. So Maddie is our donut queen. That was sort of the, the job title that I was hired under with BxCr back in February. And then I moved from donut managing, and Maddie was hired, I hired Maddie to fill my shoes. So she's like far more talented than I am when it comes to baking. So she's really gonna be the one leading the donut making tonight. But can we get started?
Yeah, sure. So first off, we should all get our oil starting to heat. We have, I don't know if you guys, we have a pot and there's some oil up to like here and there. And
that's a lot. You don't have to use that much.
Yeah.
Do a speaker view. What just happened?
I messed it up. Can you hear us?
Now we can hear you.
Okay, great.
How much, can you explain how much oil? Because it's hard to see that.
It's about,
ours is probably like 3 inches deep. You definitely don't need that much.
Can we put in like a scan pan that's like an inch, or we need a deeper pot?
I think, what does the recipe say? I think an inch is fine.
yeah, and it should work perfectly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think maybe in 1 to 2 inches if you have enough oil. But yeah, I would say like medium high.
So we're not going to need the oil right away, right? I mean, we're going to be waiting over 30 minutes. So you want us to start that now?
It takes a little bit to get warm, but if I would start it now, but I guess you can.
Yeah,
wait.
we have ours ready to go. If you
Yeah.
want to keep it on like low or medium so that you start bringing it up to temp, that would be helpful.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good question.
I was going to say, because I've had an oil fire, but
You wanna work here?
Yeah.
Okay.
can't see that. Okay, next. Put it on mute again.
Almost promoting it. Okay, thanks.
Is everyone ready to get started? Okay. So first off, we're gonna want to get our yeast dissolved into our water. The water should be like lukewarm so that you don't, because if it's too hot, it will kill the yeast, but if it's too cold, it won't activate. So I put the yeast in the water with the sugar.
I'm sorry, I missed. How much water do we need?
A cup and 3/4 of a cup.
Thank you. Is it lukewarm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
please. A cup and 3/4.
Yep.
Ready? Yeast.
And it's the 2 tablespoons of sugar that's going with it.
You put all of them, yeah. Because the yeast needs the sugar, doesn't it? Okay, ready? Go down a little, I guess. Sure want them.
What about me? Oh, okay. I have 2. All right, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Is it on yours or?
Mom, you only have a cup in here. I know, but what do you want me to do? Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Where's Rebecca? Pour this in here. Pour this in here, please.
All of it?
Yeah. Did you wash your hands?
No.
Just pour it in. Don't touch it. Pour it in. Just pour it in. Good. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now what?
Dissolve yeast in water, then combine the rest of the ingredients.
So we don't have to wait for the yeast to activate?
Yeah.
Do you want to show them what?
Oh, yeah. So the yeast, when it's starting to activate, it's going to get like foamy.
Okay.
So have you added all of the other ingredients at this point? You've
I
added
have not.
sugar, I know.
No.
Not yet. This is
Okay.
just water and yeast.
Oh, well, we add the sugar. When we make challah, we add the sugar and the yeast together. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
just put,
The sugar goes in with it too.
Oh, the sugar too?
Yeah.
right.
I missed that part. I was busy taking pictures of Matt. She's so cute.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
So I have the yeast and the sugar in my bowl, is that right?
Yeah.
And is it supposed to be foaming because it's not?
It's not foaming. So if you let it sit and don't stir it, it'll start to do it over time. It's just it takes a little bit.
Okay, so just leave it and don't add
Yeah.
anything else?
Set it aside.
Okay.
So now a different mixing bowl.
Yeah. So
Oh.
in this mixing bowl, so total we're gonna need 5 cups of flour.
Oh,
But I just started with a little bit in my mixing bowl just to get it started. And I'm gonna put the 1 pinch of salt in there. And the butter, which is 3 ounces of butter, which is 6 tablespoons.
are you putting that in separately?
Yeah, it's separate from the yeast.
Good, I got the wrong.
Do you cut up the butter or just?
I melted my butter.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry, I should have said that
Oh.
sooner.
you didn't say that.
This is her first time on a cooking show. Although I think she's got a future in television.
I don't know about that.
So do we, real quick, do we mix all the ingredients? We put everything in the same bowl now with the yeast, or does that have to go in a separate bowl?
I'm in a separate bowl from the yeast.
Yeah, so ours. So right now we have the water, the sugar, and the yeast, and that's activating. So we're going to let it sit. And then here we have flour and just margarine at this point.
Margarine and the pinch of salt.
Flour, a pinch of salt, and margarine.
Margarine, yes, margarine.
Just a note, I put a lot of salt in those bags because you can decide what your pinch looks like. I don't recommend emptying the whole bag. I think that will probably be too much.
That's fair.
If anyone has any high sodium issue, just don't do it.
Okay.
Do you need another one?
No, this is good. I will demonstrate. So we need 3 egg yolks. So I will demonstrate how to separate the egg from the yolk if you don't know how. The white from the yolk. So you're gonna crack your egg and get an even
break.
separate. And then you just move it back and forth between the shell until the white separates. And then you put that into a separate bowl. So this bowl has my white and this bowl has my yolk. So we'll do that
Okay,
for-
sorry. Can I do a recap for 1 second? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our yeast sitting in with the 1 3/4 cups of water and the sugar that was in the bag, right? And then a separate bowl, we've got 5 cups of flour. All 5 cups? Okay. And then the butter. No, sorry.
You're good, yeah. And then the margarine and then a pinch of salt.
Okay.
So do
Thank
we,
you.
so do we keep mixing the flour and adding more to the butter that's with it?
Yeah, and at this point, if your yeast is foamed up, you can add your yeast mixture to the flour.
And what if your yeast isn't foaming at all?
Can you show me your yeast? I don't, can you move it a little more?
Okay, hold on a second.
Oh, that's working. That's foaming.
No, those are like lumps of yeast, I think.
So.
Yeah, those are lumps of yeast.
Oh, okay. What temperature water did you use?
I just used like room temperature.
Okay. So it might just take a little longer.
Okay.
The cooler the water is, but it looks like it's working.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
To the flour.
Mine's taking a while also.
Do we have to melt the margarine into the flour?
You can melt the margarine separately, or you can cut it in.
Does it go into the flour?
Yes.
Okay. Here, Mom, put mine in there too.
Oh, man, there's a bug.
So these aren't going to be melted. They're going to be like,
Ew, boogers.
you know what it means to fold it.
Whenever your egg yolks are ready, you can.
Mama, you have to mute her.
Okay, do we mix them, like beat them first, or just adding them right to it?
Just add it right to it.
Okay, so let's do a little recap. So our yeast with the water and the sugar is still set aside.
Oh,
We're not doing anything with that at the moment. Right now in this bowl is 1 cup of flour.
It can be 1 cup or all of it.
Okay, all of the flour.
I
It's
I
our,
all of it.
it's our flour, our margarine, our pinch of salt, and the egg yolks. So 3 egg yolks. Right?
And sugar.
No,
And
the sugar's in with the yeast.
In with the yeast.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. Everything but the oil and the filling. Jam.
Right. All right, does anyone have any questions so far?
No.
How's everything looking for everyone?
Doughy.
Doughy, that's good. We want doughy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Can we use our hands?
yeah, go ahead. And if you get to a point where it's ready, you can put some flour down on your counter and start working it on the counter.
So I was just looking what you're adding the yolk mixture to the butter mixture, right? So yeah, and you add it and the yolks, like the yolks go into?
Yeah, it's just the yolks.
Oh, it's just the yolk. Okay, thank you. Right.
Yeah.
And can we add the yeast if it's ready, if we've got everything else in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Lisa Fry. My yeast doesn't seem to be doing anything, so I'm going to show it to you. It's got some bubbles. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
But it's not doing anything. Like those bubbles were almost there when I created it.
Did you use room temperature water or colder water?
I used lukewarm. Like I made sure it wasn't too hot. But so there was warmth, but now it's cool.
Oh, it should still be working. So we work with like a faster working yeast, so that's probably why mine looked more foamy so fast.
Okay. So I should just sit here and wait.
I think you can go ahead and use it because it just needed to be dissolved. It didn't need to start rising yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so we'll get the 15 minutes. Like once it's all worked in, we'll give it 15 minutes for the first rise, and then it'll have a second rise as well.
Okay. And then once we've got that mixed up with our first group, then we can put in the rest of the flour.
Yes.
Yeah, Maddie has already added her whole.
So is this what it should look like when it's all done?
Yeah, it's looking good.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah, you might want to knead it just a little longer to make it smoother, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah, here, let me capture this.
During our break, when we're waiting for it to rise, make sure you remind me to tell you about, was it your first day? When the mixer broke?
Yeah.
Maddie's first day when our industrial floor stand mixer broke at BxCr. It was real funny.
Throwing some of that down on the counter.
Actually, wait, let's do that arrow root.
Thank you.
Let me see what. How is everybody's confidence in their hand mixing or their hand kneading? Have you all done a lot of it?
Yep.
It's a little hard with the, we've got tall counters here.
We're still kneading here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kneading. So Maddie has a really great kneading technique, working with the palm of her hand, folds it over, pushes it down, folds it over again.
Like, so if it's flat like this, I take it and I fold it, and then I use the palms of my hand to give it a push like that.
Can I ask a question? Oh, sorry. I still don't think my yeast is doing anything.
Just mix it in, give it a try.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I don't know if you heard before, but I was saying that we work with a faster yeast, so that's probably why mine looked so foamy so fast.
Okay.
To stuff from the store.
So it's okay if it's not foaming.
Yeah.
Okay, and just dump the flour right into it?
So what we did was we did the flour, the 5 cups of flour with the 3 ounces of margarine and the pinch of salt. And then you did
3 egg yolks.
The 3 egg yolks, and then I added the yeast into that mixture.
Okay.
So yeah.
Do you have everything mixed into your flour yet? Like the egg yolk? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The egg yolk, the margarine,
So then just,
the salt. So can I just dump, because the yeast is in the bigger bowl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can do it that way. That's fine.
Just combine them however it makes sense.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, I didn't put the salt in. Shit.
So the salt is to slow down these so the dough doesn't get like crazy big. So if you add it now, you'll be fine.
Even though it's like almost like yours?
Let me.
I don't think so. It's not going to be evenly distributed.
You know what? When I did this, when I tested it, I forgot my salt too, and it worked out perfectly fine.
That's true.
So
right. I mean, I know the salt is supposed to help ingredients, you know, meld well, and
do the things.
I thought I.
Well, the beauty of doing this yourself is that you can continue tweaking your recipe and try again. And
Oh, yeah, I've done that, yeah.
Yeah.
So is everybody here making 35 sufganiyot, the whole recipe?
Well, yeah, because I didn't know how to do one
I
and a
don't know
half
if we
bags.
didn't get 35, did we?
No, I think we got like maybe 15, but if there was a reroll, I think
If there was a reroll.
Can we make donut holes too? Like
Ooh,
just
yeah.
little tidbits?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can we do both?
Of course.
Okay, so this is what my dough looks like.
Not there yet.
Isn't it pretty?
Perfect.
You want some more?
Yeah, just to let it rise on.
Is it a pretty flaky dough?
Mine isn't really flaky. Have you gotten to the point of hand kneading it yet?
It's we're doing it now. My daughter's doing it.
Can I see it?
Yeah.
I'm adding the
I love
salt.
this live feedback action.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Yeah, it
That's
looks great.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is what mine looks like. And yours looks pretty similar to mine.
Yeah, or maybe just like a minute or two more needed.
Did you say it should be flaky or it shouldn't? I'm sorry. Not? Okay.
No.
I'll keep working.
And once you're at that point, you can put some flour down on your counter and let your dough rise for 15 minutes. So I'll start our time.
Lisa, ours was a little bit flaky and we kept kneading it and got smoother.
Oh, good.
Someone's trying to. Oh, she might be done. Oh, she hasn't.
Oh, this is fun. Hey, with all these people kneading dough and making breads during COVID, you guys may be replaced. Competition for you.
We like to think we are the special touch.
That's right.
Well, we might have our own special touches.
That's right. During the spring shutdown, BxCr closed from the middle of March until the end of May. And I was, quarantined with my 4 kids. And I think it was week 2 or 3. I was like, I miss making donuts. We're making donuts. And they're like, okay. And so, yeah, we definitely made donuts my 3rd week home.
Well, I would love the recipe for white cream.
Oh.
Yeah, and frosting, right, Marcy? And Marley, frosting?
Yeah.
So we have about 15 minutes here. Is that it for the first ride? Whoops, sorry, that's my other helper. Did you want to tell us the story of when the mixer broke your first day?
Can I just show you mine really quick though? So.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty flaky. Sorry, I don't know how well you can see it.
Wait.
Oh,
okay. We're like trying to
Right,
find who's talking.
Sorry, I had to wash my hands before I could touch the thing.
Mine kind of looks like a convoluted brain.
Yeah, that's what mine looks like.
Oh, okay.
Mine's not that smooth.
Convoluted brain. I like that.
I think you just need a little bit more kneading.
Kneading? Okay, I'll keep doing it.
And on
It
the
works,
directions, let me ask one more question before your story. It says on for the directions that we have, it says to let the first rise is 30 minutes. Are we not waiting 30 minutes?
Nobody can see it because they're covering the door.
Double check if I have the same.
She's checking. I think we made this on Sunday.
Yeah, and I gave it 15 minutes on Sunday.
Yeah, we gave it 15 minutes on Sunday, I think.
Okay.
We could always accelerate it a little bit too by putting it in a warm oven if we need to.
Oh, it does say 30 minutes. It does say 30 minutes.
It does say 30 minutes. Well, we did 15 minutes before. We can kind of troubleshoot as we go.
Maybe that's why you only got 15 donuts.
Maybe. Maddie and I do that all the time. You can tell we spend a lot of time together.
Want me to? Or am I on mute?
Yeah, it was a funny thing to work in such a small batch because, you know, not every day, 4 days a week, we're making donuts. Yeah.
Like
and
dough that's like this big around.
right. Like we're like, you know, mixing bowls and tray after tray, we fry 24 donuts at a time. So to bring it down to a smaller level, we were like, okay, what do we use so that it's accessible for everybody? And so it was kind of funny and fun to be like, oh, right, how do we make this accessible for like a home kitchen, which is why we're here instead of at BxCr. All right, somebody's asking a question. Is there a way to get a copy of the recipe for those who registered Zoom?
I think Sarah posted it on the website, but we can definitely make sure.
Yeah, also if you go to our website and go to events.
Oh, yeah,
somebody put the link in.
Yep.
The link is in the chat. So you can find the recipe.
Can I ask you guys about our consistency?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, spreads, take your hands away. Ah.
That looks like mine. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah,
do you think we should keep kneading it or no?
You might just want to make it in one nice ball so it can rise to a nice round blob.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
A nice round blob.
Yeah.
Is this one my water or is that one?
Yeah, that was yours.
Okay, so at BxCr, we have a like, you know, imagine a KitchenAid, but something that you would put on the floor, and I think it probably comes up to like my chest, so I don't know, 4.5 feet tall. 5, I don't know how tall. I don't know how tall I am. 4 feet. Let's say 4-ish feet. That the stand mixer comes up to, and then it's like this big round mixing bowl that it's supposed to fit like 20.
Yeah.
Supposed to fit like 20 pounds of dough. And so is Maddie's first day. She comes in and we're all like, oh, how, you know, introducing her to everyone. And I don't even remember what happened, but the mixer just broke. But we're like in the middle of donut production. We have like 15 pounds of dough, like ready to go. It just wasn't mixing. And so we're like, we kind of messed around with the machine a little bit and tried to see if we could fix it. And finally I like looked at the clock and I was like, the donuts have to be in the case by 8 o'clock. I guess we're gonna hand knead it. And so we like dump out like this. You saw when you were putting it together, like when it's just kind of water and yeast and flour. It just like, it's a mess. It's like this, like, it's called shaggy when the water and the flour is kind of just like thrown together without actually being worked in. And I think I started the whole 15 pounds mixing it in. And then at some point we like divided it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was insane. It was like, I was like standing on a bucket to get enough like leverage to get the whole, it was a full body experience. And like poor Maddie, this is her first day and she's just like, like what's going on?
Should we be heating up our oil now?
Yeah, you can go ahead and start that now.
Okay.
So is there an easy way to tell when the oil is the right temperature?
So yeah, there's a way that I know, and there's a way that Jane knows. So
don't put your finger in it.
Right, you just put your
not with your finger.
So take a little pinch of flour and you throw it into your oil and it starts like frying the flour. That's how you know it's ready, or
the way that I was taught to see if fry oil is ready, you take, get your hands wet enough that you can like flick water with your fingers, and you flick it, and if it like dissolves or not, evaporates on the the top of the water, then it's hot enough. Kind of like if you were to do that to a hot pan, how that would look.
Is there a temperature, a specific temperature? You can use a thermometer to see what the temp is?
So our thermometer only goes up to.
Right, but I think we had it up to, because it went around some more, it got to the 40. So what is that too? Probably so our fryer at BxCr, we don't put the donuts into the fryer until it reaches 365 degrees. That would be really, really hot to get your home frying oil there. So I think ours was probably about maybe 320. But again, like she said, our thermometer doesn't go that high. So I probably, if we were to use a meat thermometer, I think that would go that high.
Or if you had a candy thermometer. I used to have one, but I couldn't find it for the class.
Is this not? I don't even know what kind of thermometer.
So a candy thermometer is like tall and long.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It might be. It just might be a lower temp one.
Yeah, I was like, we were talking about it on Sunday when we were doing the test batch. And I was like, what does the recipe say? How hot does it have to be? And she looks and she's like, hot. I'm like, okay. Because it just says hot oil.
So I have a question. Do you put holes in the donuts or you just bake them more like fried? Well, without the hole.
We're doing tonight is raspberry filled.
Oh.
I could show you how to do some with a hole in them. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you mean at BxCr or do you mean tonight?
No, tonight. So
Tonight?
if we're making home, how do you make that hole in the middle?
So basically what we are going to use to cut tonight is just a glass.
Oh.
So if you just had a glass and then you had a smaller glass, you just cut the hole, the secondary hole.
That
so
works,
it end
right?
up being like that. If you had like this is a bottle top.
So how big?
I literally just pulled that off of a bottle.
Okay, that works. So how many? That's a great idea. How big is the glass? Like how big do you want to cut the donuts?
Okay,
Like,
so
the
glass is like a little bit smaller.
2.5, 3 inches.
Yeah, 2.5, 3 inches. And
So
it'll get a little bit bigger when it rises.
On our supplies, we suggested a wine glass. So that's what, it's like this is a stemless wine glass. That's what I'm going to use. And so what we, traditionally for Hanukkah, we make jelly filled donuts. And that's why we didn't talk about directions for the whole, but we can try some.
Absolutely.
So this is a really big wine glass. So we wanted a smaller wine glass, right?
Whatever you want to go with.
Yeah.
So I suppose the traditional way or the way that the original recipe wanted us to do it. Deborah, do you know, or Sarah, I don't know if Sarah's here, did you guys share any of the pictures that I sent along?
Oh, Sarah didn't give me pictures. Sorry.
Okay. So, no, that's fine. So there's some round ones that we did and then some flat ones. Let me see if I can.
You can share this. You can share the screen if you want.
See, that would imply that I actually know how to do that. I'm going super low tech and I'm pulling it up on my phone and I'll show you on my phone. So let's see. Oh, I don't know if that's gonna work.
Maybe if we just
Yeah, I can't see too much light on
what
it.
if we put it right up to the cam? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So those are when we made those, Maddie rolled them into like 1.5 inch balls. And then we let those rise and then we fried those and then hollowed those out and filled them up. While we were doing it, we were like, well, let's do it BxCr style, kind of. I mean, has everyone had our BxCr donuts because our yeast donuts are square mostly because of the BxCr thing. So
Every time we go to the public market, we visit BxCr.
I love it. So let's see. So this was
That's good.
you can kind of see. So that's the one that we used with the wine glass where we cut it out. And then after we made them, there was a number of people in the shop that tried them out. And for the most part, everyone agreed that they liked the flatter ones because it helped disperse the jelly a little bit more. With the round ones, there was just basically like one big bite of jelly. So I would definitely encourage you guys to try both of those, like both ways tonight, just because it's fun to learn both techniques and play around with it.
How would you make the flat ones?
So those are, we'll show you, but that's what we're using the wine glass for.
So if you have a stemless wine glass, that's what most of us are using, but really you could use any size glass. That's good. Yeah, any size glass. It just might take a little longer in the fryer.
What do we have, about 4 or 5 more minutes? How do you know when it's risen enough?
So it should look like it almost doubled. Mine isn't quite double.
With this lower yeast and less yeast, maybe
Yeah,
everyone's won't quite double, but
I feel like I can like stare at it and see it like rising. It's kind of
that's good. We want that.
And it does look like a brain stew. It totally looks like one.
Okay, good.
And so at this point, we're just our oil's heating. Mine's on medium heat. That's okay. And then we're just going to know that it's ready if you said if we just drop some flour in and it fries.
Yeah, or if you do it by splashing some water in and it'll evaporate.
Okay.
Right. So we do still have another like 15-minute rise time after we cut everything. So you don't necessarily need to get your oil like hot, ready to go. But yeah, definitely like start to bring it up to temp.
Oh, well, mine's already talking to me, so I guess it's there.
You can take it down a notch too if you want to let it.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that was my 15-minute timer.
Oh my
so
God.
I can demonstrate for you guys. Well, I'm sure everyone else still has some time, right?
Yeah, probably everyone else is.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
Okay. So this is what mine.
Isn't that pretty? You got more flour?
Yeah, maybe just throw a little bit more flour down.
So this will be good because everyone can watch the technique, while you wait for your dough to continue rising.
So I push it down with my hands a little bit first, and then
I'll grab it.
Oh. Yeah, so we have a rolling pin, but you could also use a glass or a wine bottle to roll out your dough if you don't have a rolling pin.
I love the whole wine theme.
Wine's very helpful.
So you don't punch it down like you would a bread?
No, you don't.
Okay.
So yeah, we don't do the punch down and re-rise. So I do mine to about under an inch. So I don't know. Can you see the thickness there? It's about a ½ inch.
About the width of her finger.
Yeah. Like your ring, little finger. And then, for the cut ones, you want to dock your dough so you don't get any bubbles in your donuts. So you can just take a fork and just puncture it everywhere.
Oh.
We should have brought our docking
Yeah.
tool at BxCr because again we're working with like large sheets of dough when we roll it out. We have this tool that's kind of like a rolling pin.
Yeah, with
But
Oh.
it just like
spokes all over it. Yeah.
so you just like roll it across and it docks it really quick.
And then you're gonna take your wine glass. And you're just gonna, it might help you if you get a little bit of flour on the edge of your wine glass, and then just cut out your rounds. And the closer you do to the last one, the more dough you'll be able to use. Like you won't put as much to waste.
May I ask a question while you're doing this?
Yeah. Yeah.
For the extra dough that you have after you've done your cutouts, can you recombine that and either roll it back out or do the rounded ones then?
Yeah, so what I would do with that is I would recombine it, re-knead it and let it rise again. So
Okay.
that you have, it's called reproofed dough or repressed. I don't remember.
Pressed.
Pressed dough. It just helps get that, I don't know
The
how to call it.
loft.
Yeah.
The loft.
Yep.
Yes.
That's that word.
It will be a little bit more difficult to roll out the second time, but it'll still taste delicious.
Okay.
How many circles did you make there?
How many do we have?
I cut 2, 4, 6, 8. I cut 12 out, but I kept a little extra so I could show you guys the balls. The other way you can do it, which is just to rip off some dough and make like 1/2 inch, 1.5 inch dough balls. Just like that.
So the recipe that said it made 35 was just not true?
So I think the recipe made it this way. So it
Yeah,
wa-
all of them were like
yeah, all of them were like this. And when you cut it, you do get a little less out of the dough.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you were to do like the re-knead it and then
Yeah.
re-rise it, then you probably could get that many. We definitely didn't get that many on Sunday.
My flour that I'm putting in isn't frying, but my oil is sizzling. Not boiling, but it's sizzling. It's the bottom of my pot on my stove. Wasn't, well, it was clean, but.
Talking to the talk, yes, it just has a lot to say.
Like, bring on the dough already.
That's right.
Okay, so just as an example, for the ones with a hole in the center, you take like a cap, like I have right here.
If you want to do a not filled donut.
Yeah, this is for like if they're not filled, and you just cut a hole in the center.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Kind of.
Kind of. It didn't come out as gracefully as I wanted it to.
Right, but so this is what you would do if you were to fry a donut hole. I mean, it's basically the same thing as this. It's just
a lot
tiny. I'm gonna show them.
And then this would be what it would look like if you wanted to do some that weren't filled.
So you still put the fork holes even if it's not filled?
For the not filled ones, you don't have to do that, no.
Oh,
Because
okay.
the hole in the center helps it from, prevents it from getting bubbles throughout it.
Can look more like.
Okay.
Yeah, I just flipped it over. I'll pretend it's not impaled.
Yeah, but if you do dock it, it's not going to affect it in any way.
Okay.
Do you have one?
Has everyone's dough risen? Because mine still doesn't seem to have risen a lot.
Can I see it? Show me the dough. So if it might help you to put it in like a warm spot to go a little faster, and then
Okay.
put towel over it to help
Yep.
keep it in.
Do you ever get it and use a wet towel or?
You can
like
use a warm wet towel. Yeah, you can do that.
Should we cover the donuts once they're cut out to let them rise again?
Yeah, to keep them from getting a little bit crusty on top, that's a great idea.
When I used to bake, well, I mean, my kids are older now, but when I was baking with my kids, they would literally every time we'd cover them up, they would be like, "Good night, donuts," or whatever it was. We'd have to say good night every single time. And then of course, every time we would take it off, it would be good morning.
And when you set aside your scrap dough from the first cutting, if you push it out to be flat, it'll help it reproof a little faster.
I'm never going to get 35 out of this dough.
Yeah, I thought that was a very generous number as well.
Yeah, no way.
That's okay.
But what were we gonna do with 35 donuts?
Well, yeah, that's what I.
Did you you did your whole big ball, the risen ball? You did it the whole thing? Okay.
Yeah.
We have to make the donuts.
Okay.
So, well, now we have about another 15 minutes to wait, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I wanted to make sure, does everybody know about everything happening at Bethel this week for Hanukkah? So tomorrow night, we're lighting the candles for the first time. And we have our giant menorah in the parking lot this year. And the first night is Light Up the Night. And I think we're lighting at 6:30. All of these events are on our website if you go to events. So the first night is Light Up the Night, and we have a special video we're going to be sharing from Shir La La, and which the younger kids will know. And we are on the first night, whoever drives by gets a box of candles to make sure you have candles to light your candles at home.
Oh.
Okay. And then the second night is Tots, Tops, and Shabbat. And because it's Shabbat, we're going to be lighting the candles early at 4 p.m. in the parking lot. And if you drive by, we will give you some dreidels to play dreidel at home. And if you tune in with your young kids at, I believe, 5:30, right, Mandy? We have a Tot Shabbat service. And then
5:15. Sorry, 5:15.
Thanks, Mandy. Sorry.
You're welcome.
My little cheat sheet in front of me. And then on the third night of Hanukkah, it's the end of Shabbat. So we're having Havdalah and Hanukkah, and we're going to be giving out, give me the cocoa. We have, if you drive by to light the candles with us, we have a spice bag and hot cocoa so that we can revive our senses at the end of Shabbat, keep going. And then on Sunday, we are having our big Hanukkah extravaganza. And because it's not quite safe to be together in one place yet, we are going to have our virtual Ignite the Light Hanukkah party. And we are, if you drive by, this is the only day there is a cost. There is a cost for our party in a bag, $15 a person or $50 per household. And you get latkes and falafel and pita and hummus and tahina and sufganiyot and You also get some gelt and some dreidels, and we have all kinds of party activities in there. You get a special souvenir mug to go. We have adult drinks. We are going to give you a hot toddy recipe, and we're providing the bourbon to make the hot toddy. And for the kids, we will provide some more hot cocoa for an appropriate drink, but the cups can be used either for adult drinks or kid drinks. So, so there's still time to order the dinner and party to go. We're also going to be having with the activities, there's also a party playlist of songs for Hanukkah songs, and also a watch list of suggested Hanukkah movies. So that's Sunday. And then on Monday, we're going to be feeling guilty. And we have some fun Hanukkah gelt to go with the dreidels we gave you earlier in the week. And then, I don't have a sample of this, but on Tuesday night, we are going to have legacy and latkes. So we're going to be honoring all of our donors who have made a legacy, a promise for a legacy gift to Temple Bethel. And we are going to, everybody who drives by, get some latkes that they can take home and heat up and eat, enjoy.
Oh, come on, you hit your anniversary.
And Wednesday night, this is my big long commercial, sorry guys. Wednesday night is the spirit of Hanukkah. And if you drive by, we will provide you with some alcohol to make some, just have the spirit of Hanukkah at home, but don't drink them while you drive. And then on the last night of Hanukkah on Thursday.
There will be drinks for kids as well.
Yeah, well, yes, drinks for kids as well. We're going to have some juice boxes for the kids. And then on the last night of Hanukkah, we always celebrate, we include our pets. So the last night of Hanukkah is dogs and donuts. Back full circle to our donuts on the last night. And so we will be having some donuts that we will give away, and we will have special treats for your pets that you bring along in the car. So also on Sunday, when you drive through, we're going to take some photos of you driving through to our party, our virtual party.
Was it Vicky?
Have any questions? You can ask me about them now, but we're continuing with our home for the holidays theme, and we're home for Hanukkah, unfortunately.
I have two questions as usual. Number one, you said for Sunday for when you drive by and get the bag. It's at what time, Debbie? 5 o'clock. And then is there stuff at synagogue then, or you go home with your bag?
There will be candlelighting.
Are you on,
Sorry?
Sarah?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I came in. I wanted to say there will be candlelighting.
Yes,
Okay.
we'll do candlelighting, I think at about 5:30. So you can hang out in the parking lot for a little bit with your bag. But the food will be room temperature, so we don't reheat it too many times for you. So you can reheat it when you get home and have it nice and hot when you get home.
Okay, cool. And can we ask, Jane, can we ask you about our donuts, if they're okay? I don't know.
Absolutely. Show us your donuts.
Sorry, Spencer.
No.
Somebody will bring it out.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Look at those. You got a great helper there.
So, and this is what he's done so far, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks great.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Are these too thick?
Where they are. Just call us when you
No,
get
that looks like ours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I also show you one?
Yes, please.
Okay, sorry. I feel like my dough is a little bit more like bread dough.
Oh, okay.
Don't know why. I did everything the same. Couldn't explain it, but
Very similar to a bread dough.
Yeah, it's
Very
Yeah.
good.
it'll still be good fried, right? Like no matter.
Yes, I have made bread dough. Look at mine.
Okay.
There's mine.
Let me see. Okay. All right. I feel better. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. I ended up getting like 39. Did I make mine too thin?
Pardon?
No, they'll rise up. You'll be okay.
I have, I have.
You are a little
Thank
bigger
you
than ours,
for
but
them
they'll
also.
rise up and be okay.
Okay.
You just need to keep an eye on them when they're in the oil because you don't want them to get too cooked. So
So when do we start them in oil?
Mandy Spence says hi.
Oh, hi Spencer.
So, after you cut them, they need another 15 minutes of rising time.
Okay. Pardon me?
so yeah, so ours have been rising for a while now.
I lost track of the time. Do you remember what time we started rising again?
I started about 10 minutes.
And I'm gonna make tidbits for my Canadian.
I love it.
We make tidbits too, round. I'm gonna make something. Anyway, my
We
Canadian.
tested our oil. We had to turn on some fans and open some windows here.
Yeah.
Don't forget to post your photos of your donuts at the end and send them to us on BxCr. To make sure that everyone gets them. Pictures of them.
You're welcome.
I love it.
Still there? My Canadian roots.
It's really funny when people come to BxCr and they ask for Timbits.
Yeah.
And we're like, well, I mean, we don't sell those here, but we have donut holes. or people say, what are the ones at Dunkin'? Munchkins.
Oh yeah, Munchkins.
Yeah.
We have, there's my, all of mine sitting
They look
there.
great.
Yeah,
Are you gonna try? Oh yeah, you got the rounds too.
He's helping me.
Hi.
The round ones.
I love seeing all the helpers.
Yeah, my daughter was helping me make the dough.
Awesome.
cut all of those.
My God, I think I made my dough too thin.
Depending on like the environment in the home, and I mean, I don't know, like I swear donuts have a mind of their own. Like every day our batches have different personalities, and I mean it's definitely more of an art than a science. For sure.
That's something that don't taste the same the next day.
Oh yeah?
In the refrigerator.
Oh yeah, no way. It's different literally every day. I mean, really, we'll be like, we did all of the same things. And then someone will be like, well, let's check the humidity. And it was, 4 degrees different from the day before, or, 5 degrees warmer, or.
I mean, even the weather outside can affect your dough and your baking. So
Yeah, it's a lot to work with. Actually, so I swear, because we start really, really early in the morning when we're making donuts, because we have to have everything out in the case by 8 o'clock. And so we usually have music going to keep everyone like upbeat and awake and doing their thing. And I swear every time we listen to Bob Marley, the dough gets like way fluffier. And I'll tell people, I'll be like, yeah, it's just like extra happy dough because we were listening to Bob Marley.
So, do you do the same kinds of donuts every week, or do you mix it up a little?
We try to come up with a different variety every week. So we roll out our donuts, we debut our donuts for the week on Thursdays. We'll take a picture of our selection and post it on Facebook and Instagram. And then pretty much that's what we do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 4 days that we're open. And then the following week we'll come up with like a whole new set of donuts. There are some that we keep in rotation.
Yeah.
Some that we try to offer every week.
The BxCr flavor, red velvet, is our signature, so that's on our menu most weeks. And then we have things that everyone requests, like the creme brulee or maple bacon, and
the cannoli.
Cannoli is a big one too.
Yeah. Those are the 3 that people always come in wanting.
You want to put your Instagram handle in the chat box so people can follow you if they want?
Sure.
And then I have another question.
They're also tagged on our Instagram.
Okay, great. Oh, it is. Great. Perfect.
Oh,
so
cool.
Also, if you, I have a question. If you wanted to fill your donuts with something different, like, for example, Nutella, how do you make the Nutella like light enough to be able to be a filling? Is there a way, do you have to like beat it or something, or can you just put it in like jam?
So yeah, so usually I'd mix like when we do peanut butter, we like to do like peanut butter and fluff milk. So I would mix it with something a little bit lighter. So if you had like vanilla pudding, mixing it with that would be really good. And even as long as you didn't heat it too much, heat it a little bit to make it a little bit easier to work with. If you just wanted to do straight Nutella.
If I were going to use a buttercream for some of them to fill, how is it just a really standard buttercream recipe? So like
yeah, pretty much. Yep. You might just want to whip it a little bit longer to make it a little softer, but that's it.
What? Okay, great.
And then also for coating the outside, you can get creative. You don't have to use you don't have to use confectionery sugar. You could use a lot of times we'll do like a cinnamon and sugar mix, or we'll use white granulated sugar with some cinnamon in it, or you can do the same thing with cocoa powder.
You could also, if you wanted to make the effort, you could make a simple glaze with just confectioner's water and a little bit of vanilla.
Booty is fine. I could put it.
But
Just
if you glaze your donuts, you have to make sure that you glaze them while the dough is still hot. So like fresh out of the fryer and then glaze. Otherwise, it'll be a little bit more like an icing.
What?
How do you know when the donuts are ready to go in the oil?
So my timer actually just went off.
Yeah, ours are ours are ready.
Ours are ready. So you can see, and like you can kind of feel, they feel a little bit fluffier and lighter and airier. So this is what ours look like once they're proofed. So this is the one we cut, this one, and this is the one we just rolled into a ball. So how do we want to do the frying?
How long do they fry for?
Did you do a minute on each side? A minute seems long for these ones. So ours at BxCr, they're like squares that are about that big. So we do those for about a minute on each side, but these ones are a little bit smaller.
Although the I think it ended up being about a minute.
Really?
Oh. Because the oil wasn't as hot as the fryer gets.
Okay.
Okay.
And you'll also be able to like see when it's ready. But we can start with this.
Okay. Want to try it?
What are you? There we go.
Ooh, okay.
We have like these great tongs and sticks and stuff to use, but we of course left them all at BxCr and didn't bring them here. So
Show me frying.
What? No.
Here, we'll put this here first. Do you want to show what the flour looks like and what the
So when we're doing the flour technique, you just kind of take a little pinch and
I want to burn it. Wait, I need
it'll bubble and like disperse a little bit. Can you guys see that?
kind of showing up? There you go. You can kind of see it, right? They're like, what are we looking at? All right, let's try the hot water, or the water as well. Just water.
Okay. So
yeah.
I watched first. It was on that side. Which one?
It'll just like
bubble up. That was a lot more water than I usually use.
Cool.
We'll let that evaporate before we throw the donuts in. Did you have a question? Or no? No.
So if it got really dark, does that mean the oil might be too hot?
She just put an excessive amount of water in there, so. Does anyone actually have a thermometer in their oil?
So mine's like 325, I think.
Yeah.
Is that too hot or that's good?
325, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably about what ours is at. Okay, I think it's calmed down now.
So you're gonna want to be very careful with this.
Please be careful.
Yes. So you'll just set in your donuts.
Do you want to do it with the?
Oh, yeah.
We'll teach safety here.
You can use tongs or a spatula or a slotted spoon to help you get it in there. And we'll I'll just do 5 in the fryer right now, or 4.
Is it better to put several in at a time? Could the oil be too hot?
No, you can, so you want to make sure there's room that they can float. You don't want them touching. And then
Yeah, if you overcrowd it or you put too many in, then it'll bring the temperature of the oil down really quickly and it won't be hot enough. So just like a few at a time. It's better to do a few small batches than to do too many at once.
So I just did this by looks, and I saw when it got golden brown on this side, I just flipped it. Oh, what
Here,
are
you're gonna grab a paper towel and a plate.
For what to take them out on, do you want to take them out on a plate and paper towels like you're doing, or do you want to take them out like I have my cookie trays out that I would cool my cookies, like my wire?
Yeah, the wire things, those will work great.
Yeah, those are perfect.
Okay. You might still want to put paper towel under it so it's not such a big mess to clean up at the end. But the racks are great.
Okay.
That's how we did it at BxCr and how we always do it at BxCr. But we forgot to grab the racks today.
Yeah. So that's about, it should be golden brown on both sides.
Looks good. Cool. So you're gonna do some of the round ones?
Yeah.
Okay, can someone pronounce this for me again? What is it that we're making the round?
Sufganiyot.
Okay. I was on the phone with Deborah and I was like, how is this pronounced? Sufganiyot.
So because these are fatter, they'll need a little more time.
Yeah, so it's really more about eyeballing it. You know, everyone's dough, as we talked about, everyone's dough consistency is probably a little bit different. Everyone probably rolled their dough out a different thickness. Everyone's glasses are a little bit different. Everyone's, you know, when they rolled the balls, they're all a little bit different. So really, again, back to it's an art, not a science. So kind of eyeball it and see, you know, we're looking for like golden brown on both sides. Did you bring one of the little rubber spatulas? Let's use the another spoon. Yeah. How's everyone's donut?
Do you think these are ready to go in? I don't know if they're like rising, if they've risen enough.
Can you show it to me like from a side view?
Sure.
They probably need just a little bit longer.
Okay.
Jane, I might have missed it before. Did you say something about thinning out Nutella, let's say for donuts, or you can put it in regularly?
So Maddie was talking about if you are going to use just straight Nutella, maybe
Yes,
warming it up a little bit.
You warm it up?
Just a little bit to make it easier to work with. I would probably do that in the microwave, you know, just a few.
That's
seconds.
something I'm definitely interested in. And
Right?
another question, do you guys ever do creme brulee donuts?
We do. Yeah, that's one
Okay.
of our signatures.
So what would go inside per se? Not exactly copying you, but what's the basics of making a custard like creme brulee, which is my favorite dessert, inside the donut?
Yeah, so we just use a standard Bavarian cream filling.
Okay.
And then we do we like literally brulee the top. You know, we
You put the sugar.
put icing down and then the sugar on top, and then we have blow torches where we brulee the donuts. That's part of the reason why they're only on the rotation every so often, because it is a pain
It's
in
a
the
lot of
rear.
work. That's a lot of work to do. Is there
It
any,
is.
what are you guys doing this week? Are you able to tell us your secrets? What's happening this week?
Oh, I think I took a picture of our menu before I left on Sunday.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if anybody, this is what happens. If you come by on a Sunday afternoon and you see us sitting around the counter at BxCr, what we're doing is we're hashing out the next week's donuts. We're like, all right, what about this? And how about this? And what if we get it? It's fun. It's a very fun process. So she has the list right here for, so is everyone familiar with our price points, the way that all right, so we offer 3 different classes of donuts, kind of going with our BxCr theme. So we have Coach, which is our like more basic $2 donuts. So this week we have, do you want to?
Yeah, we have BxCr, which is our signature red velvet. And we have Eggnog, which is going to be glazed. Those are both cake. And we're going to do a glazed ring, which would be a yeast donut like we're working with today. And we're doing strawberries and cream. And then we have executive.
So our executive donuts are the $3 donuts. So they're slightly more complicated.
So we always keep a vegan one on the menu every week. So this week, the vegan one is a spice cake with cinnamon sugar.
Wow.
And so the next one in the executive we're doing white rings with white icing, and we're gonna I'm gonna frost like strings of lights on there.
She's an amazing decorator. Like that was one of the things that, I mean, she's an amazing human, which is one of the reasons why I hired her. But then looking at her portfolio of her decorating was like very, yeah, I suggest you come by to see these string lights. Very cute.
That sounds beautiful.
Yeah, and then we have apple crisp with white icing, and it says crumbles. I'm assuming that's probably the
Yeah, so we make like a crumble mixture, which is basically we make some of the cake donuts and then we crumble them up and mix them with cinnamon and brown sugar.
Yeah, we basically make a streusel with our cake donuts. So.
And then we have.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. When you finish, I'll ask a question.
Okay. Then we're doing a chocolate cherry cake donut for the last one in that section.
Oh, wow.
And then our first class, which is like the top-notch donuts this week, there are $4 donuts. So we actually are doing the creme brulee donut this week. So that's like very good information for y'all to have. We're doing a red velvet roll, which is kind of like a cinnamon roll, but we're going to use the red velvet inspiration from our Coach donut. We're doing like a white cream filled donut, and then we're doing an apple cinnamon fritter.
Wonderful. Thank you for telling us the secrets.
Of course.
That's our fan favorite here.
So, I have another question. Do you ever make non-dairy donuts? Like these?
Our vegan donut will always be non-dairy.
Oh, you have a vegan donut. Okay.
Yeah, so every week we offer one vegan donut in our executive class.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's actually not for kosher reasons. It's for anaphylactic to dairy reasons.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we get that in a number. Also, you know, I mean, if anyone has an egg allergy, yeah, so we get that a lot where people come in, they're like, I'm not actually vegan, but I can't have egg or I can't have dairy. So yeah, people are fan. And actually, we get calls probably 2 or 3 calls a week asking if we have gluten-free donuts.
I should work on that.
Yes, it's for sure something that's in the process. I'll wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh, you know what we could do? Because with the gluten-free, we would really like to be able to offer like celiac friendly. So that means we would have like a totally different fryer and a different prep space. So it would be a big undertaking to make gluten-free donuts, but that's my hope.
If you could do gluten-free and vegan, I would be there a bunch because that's my boyfriend.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah, I know. That's there's like definitely a large population that's both. So
absolutely, yes, including me actually.
You get it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I wake up in the middle of the night like, wait, how can we make this happen? Look at these, Maddie. They're beautiful. Check that.
Okay, so whenever you guys are done with your frying, you definitely want to let them cool because they are very hot when they come right out of the fryer.
Yeah. How's it going? Like, does anyone want to show us their pot?
I have nothing to show you except for my oil, but I've thrown in flour and it's
awesome.
Okay.
But does this look like it's not? Because I don't.
Yeah, that doesn't look quite ready yet.
Not ready yet, right? Okay, so higher heat. Okay.
Becca, what's going on with you? That looks delicious. And Debbie.
Look at those.
Hold on, I lost you.
Being a little fancy here, we're gonna make some glaze, and I don't know.
Here, can we just put them in the case?
No,
wait.
You're out. Show you. Okay, here's mine. Can you see that?
Yeah. Wait. It's hard to tell who's talking.
Okay, it's Lisa Fry. Lisa Fry.
What was that?
It's Lisa Fry that I'm showing you mine.
Oh, down here. Yes. Oh, those look great.
Oh, those look good.
Yeah, those are nice.
So,
All right.
so this is Ellen. If you could look, ours just came out.
Oh, yours are much darker than
Yeah, so those are a little bit dark, but that should be fine.
Those look like souffle.
Are those too light? Should I?
No.
Those are good.
Yeah, those are a little bit.
So
ours are somewhere between Ellen and Susan's.
Yes, this is the darkness of ours.
Wow. So was our oil too hot then?
It may have been, or it may have just been in there a little bit long.
Yeah.
It was like almost immediate.
Okay, yeah, so it's probably a little bit hot.
Okay.
We had better success when we did more donuts at a time. It was too hot when we just did 1 or 2 together.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it brings it down.
Ellen, yours are hot because it's hot down there.
Are you listening to Bob Marley over there?
Are mine the right color?
Oh, Ellen, you're muted.
Mandy, those look beautiful.
I was out, we ate outside last night. It was cold. I wished I had brought gloves. But we had like blazers and a couple layers on, and I had a heater outside.
I heard it was cooler down there.
We're having an outdoor Hanukkah dinner tomorrow. It's going to be interesting. It could be cold though.
Here, Brayden, try one. Here. Should I fill one? Should I fill one for you?
Oh, I put it up here.
Should I fill it? Never mind.
I brought one.
Yeah, we can show them both.
Okay.
Has anyone burned themselves?
Oh, not yet.
Good.
So if they're not real dark, are they going to be raw inside? That's what I wonder.
Can I see yours?
So some of our dark ones were raw on the inside, so it's not about the.
Oh, you've already tasted? Let me.
I love it. How is it?
Little doughy on the inside, but it cooked really fast. So it was like we put there in for maybe 15 seconds aside at most.
Okay, yeah, I would say your oil was probably really. Oh, those look great.
How do you know?
I'll have to taste one.
Low temperature. You just test it with one.
Yeah, you can go ahead and break one open.
No, I
you
was
mean
asking,
test the oil?
Oh,
how do you know that the oil's, if you make one and it comes out brown, how do you, is there a way to know before you start cooking them?
You just gotta.
You definitely don't want to get your oil to a smoking point. Was it getting smoky? Because when it starts smoking, it's when you know it's too hot.
Wasn't.
It wasn't? What kind of oil did you use?
Canola.
Okay. The best way to tell would be to have a thermometer with you, so you know the actual temperature. So until you figure that out, it would really just be guesswork of, okay, let it cool down for a couple minutes, try it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we have to abort. I thought our dough was fine, but I've thrown in a little bit of flour several times to see if the oil's okay. And it hasn't fried yet, but now, like, you know, the oil's spilling because there's flour in there frying. And we've had our oil on. I mean, now I feel like I need to turn a fan on. We've had our oil on since the beginning on like a low medium heat. So
Does it look like the flour in there is burning?
What's that?
Does it look like the flour in there is burning?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, so you may want to switch your oil, or you could try one and make sure if it doesn't flavor the dough at all.
Okay.
Yeah, you've made it this far. You might as well. I mean,
yeah, let's try one, right?
It's ruined, you know, so you might as well try.
Okay, we'll do.
I can ask. How cool did the donuts have to be before you fill them?
I mean, if it's comfortable to hold, you can start to fill it. You just don't want to burn your hand.
How do you fill it?
Okay, I will do that.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
With magic, obviously. You go bing.
Yeah, okay. So fill it. You're gonna want to take the handle of a spoon. Grab your donut and just poke it in. And with these, I would give it a little twist.
Maybe like a little.
Oh, see. Oh, excuse me.
Like,
Look at
and
this
you
one.
don't
Oh, that's
want to
not
go
right.
all the way through
What? This is right.
No, look at mine.
until right
I
before.
can't help it. I haven't got all night to wait here.
So you should have a hole like that.
Okay.
Oh, you have a tip that fills it that makes the hole as you fill it. So you can just
There you
move
go.
right along.
So a dollar store find.
Yes.
Yeah, if you
That's all right.
Yes.
I would
Oh.
get it bigger.
I figure out how to get in front of the screen.
You should share.
Where? there we go.
I usually use syringes throughout for donuts for Hanukkah. It also
Oh, yeah?
helps.
Oh, yeah.
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 Yeah. That's a great idea too.
Brayden, come here. Want a filled one? Anyone want a filled one?
So if you
have a little powdered sugar too. Or no?
a piping bag, you could also use a Ziploc bag.
Wanna watch? Yeah. Here you watch.
Yeah, our goal was to make this recipe as absolutely accessible as possible.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Waiting till you see my donuts. And you tell me how easy this was.
Well, we'll be open at BxCr tomorrow morning.
No. I have a lot of
I'll be your friendly neighborhood barista.
Here, could you do this? These are the flattest donuts you'll ever find. But there's a lot of them.
They're cute.
Yeah, okay.
He says yours look great.
We've got the other one. We've got the round ones in right now.
Okay. Yeah, those will hopefully be less flat, right?
They're a little less fat. Less.
I'm gonna show them what you just
Oh
said.
yeah. So if
For some
you
reason,
use
they
a
puffed as much.
bag, you can just fill it and cut the very corner off of it. So there's a hole. You can't really tell,
Yeah,
but there's
so-
a hole in the bag corner right there. And
Maybe a couple more. Yeah, tedious.
This is something that I've always wanted to make. Hey, it's too hard.
Probably a thinner,
yeah,
probably a tinier hole would have made sense.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you ever stick these in the air fryer? And if so, how do you do it?
huh?
I'm sure you can.
You probably have to look up a recipe. I've never done that. I'm sure it's possible that you can make donuts in an air fryer.
It's just not for a healthier.
Yeah, it would be a really healthy option.
Healthier at least.
Yeah. Depends on how much sugar you're putting in there. So when you're filling, just want to put it in the hole you made. And then I just give it a little push until I feel it puff, like the shell puff. And then you have a filled donut. Look at that.
You got a ton of them. I'm not going to
No, I have enough. What do you think?
Could you take that one out for me? Here's one of yours. I can tell by the size.
Yeah, came out better.
There's a
If they're too thin, you could just make like a sandwich, right? Put the jelly between two of them.
Called donut sliders.
There you go. Oh, I like that.
Wait, spatula? No, so she said, but we gotta put a hole with the spoon, twist it around. Oh.
Right. The end of a little rubber spatula is usually what we use at BxCr. We used a spoon. You could do all kinds of things.
Let's get these in and get them done. Pour them in there.
Look at it. Kind of a heart. Almost. Look at ours. Kind of ended up being a heart.
I think that's all of them.
Good. Here, you're clean this up.
Yeah.
How's it going, friends?
Good.
Resounding miss.
For anyone curious, this is how our one with the donut hole out of it came out.
It's so cute.
Well, let
Oh,
me see.
also, I was going to say, regarding the Nutella ideas, filling it with Nutella is really great. If you scoop the Nutella into a bowl and then microwave it so that it's a little bit more liquidy. You can actually take it and dip it into the Nutella, and then you icing. We actually did a raspberry-filled Nutella donut back in February, I think. It was delicious. People were crazy over it. So the melted Nutella made a really great icing that we didn't have to do anything with. It was literally just Nutella that was melted and cooled. So
peanut butter also makes a really great
yeah.
My oil is rising.
So, thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
BxCr Donuts. And does anybody have any last questions? Don't forget to take some pictures and post them for us, and we'll share them.
Yeah.
Or email them to us. And don't forget to come by at 6:30 tomorrow night to light the candles.
All right.
And get your Hanukkah candles for the first night.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Deb, for inviting us.
John.
This is really fun.
Thank you. This, what is this?
What is it?
Wonderful. Now we got to figure out how to get the jelly inside.
Do you want me to show you that again real quick?
Sure.
So you gonna have a piping bag. You can make a piping bag out of a Ziploc bag if you need to.
What?
Did you see that part?
No, I didn't see any of it.
Okay, do you want to see the part where we use a Ziploc bag as a piping bag?
No, I have one.
You have a piping bag?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'll fill that up with your jelly.
Okay.
And then, did you see when we put holes into the?
Can we just use this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That could work.
Yeah.
So you'll just take your hole and you'll put your piping bag, like I put mine almost all the way in, and give it a squeeze until you feel it puff a little bit when it fills up. And then you have a nice filled donut.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you all. Thank you.
So,
yeah.
Good night, everybody. We're going to see you tomorrow night at 6.
Thank you. Oh, it's so
Thank you.
great. Thank you so much. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, now we gotta leave. I gotta figure out how to get this out now.